Hey, real estate agents, welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga. He's the man with the plan. How you doing today, buddy?
Doing all right, Jeff. How you doing, man?
Good. It's hot out here in Missouri right now. Super hot. I know you guys are hot too, but we don't usually get to 100. And we're going to have like 9 days in a row of 100, which is crazy.
Wow. And your different humidity. Kind of heat.
Yeah. Your humidity. Whew, yes. No, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, real estate agents, we've got some great guests with us in the house today. We've got Scott and Jaylene Clausen with the Filming Group at Real Broker. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Absolutely. Hey, why don't we start off with you all letting the agents that are watching and listening know how long you've been in the business and what got you started?
Well, I'll go first. I've been in the business now for 5 years. Prior to how it actually got into the business is kind of a luck of the draw, which is actually awesome. I was 20 years corporate America girl, oversaw the entire West Coast. So I was at one point in time, I was in charge of, I was a trainer, Teddyology trainer for Build-A-Bear Workshop. And would go in.
What was that title again?
Trainer of Teddyology.
Teddyology. All right.
Bear builder.
Yes. And I will tell you, that company is outstanding. I loved so much about it, but got burnt out with traveling, then went to another path and went into private preschools and was in charge. I was the regional vice president for 25 preschools across the West Coast. Again, somehow every single corporation in God's green earth lands me on a plane. And I was just tired of it, just absolutely tired of it. And took a completely different path and started working inside a real estate office as an inside sales agent and making calls to people and enjoying my little cubicle by myself and not having thousands of employees. And when I realized that I was, I was feeding top performers of this team. And when I realized I was on average closing about 15 to 20 deals a month with these top performers, it kind of made me realize at that point in time, I was like, all right, go get your license.
Yeah.
Go get your license.
Inside sales. So that's calls coming in.
Calls coming in, or not even calls coming in. It's random people that you meet through Zillow, through Google PPC, through Realtor.com, people who have never met me before. And that's really where a lot of my business started off, was just that base, working that way. So so that's how I got started.
How long ago was that, did you say?
That was back in 2017 is when I started.
Oh, okay.
5 years.
All right.
Yep, 5 years. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
And I've been in the industry for 1 year now, in beginning of July. Prior to that, I spent 20 plus years as a commercial senior superintendent for a couple high profile builders here in the Valley. So I've kind of done construction my entire life. Graduated high school, started framing walls, and went to college, realized football wasn't going to go where I wanted it to go. So dropped out of college, joined the Navy, and became a CB. So CB's in the Navy.
What a CB is.
Right. Right. So we're a little different kind of breed.
Yeah.
Got out of the Navy, continued with the construction industry, worked for a plastering company, ultimately gaining access to this commercial contractor, and really flourished from there, and really got to do some cool things, build some cool things, and got tired of dealing with people that really didn't have the vision that I had. And it was frustrating, and seeing the success that Jaylene was having, and I decided, wow, let's do this together and really build something. So I quit, which was a very hard thing to do.
It was a Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. It was seriously a Tuesday at 10 a.m.
We had some prior conversations, and we wanted to make sure that we could sustain without this, large salary, and saw the success she was having and decided to get my license. And 6 months later, we're off and running.
There you go.
Wow. That's a cool story, but how did you become a Dodgers fan? That's
grew up in Southern California. So I'm LA'd all the way. Lakers, Raiders, Dodgers, Kings. I love them all.
so still a Raiders fan, huh?
Still,
Even
absolutely.
Las Vegas. So
Yeah,
you're not a Rams fan.
It don't matter. See, that's funny because I grew up as a Rams fan, growing up right next to Anaheim Stadium, and the Rams left, and the Raiders had already come to town, and I was like, wait a minute, okay, I can get down with these guys. These guys are pretty cool. Then the whole NWA movement, and that just solidified it, and I've been a Raider fan ever since.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Well, you don't have a far drive really to go catch some games up in Vegas.
No, and got a couple buddies that got some cool season tickets, and look forward to attending some games this year. Didn't go to any last year. There was a vaccine mandate that kept me out of the stadium, but I think they're opening it back up this year. So
that's awesome. Go Chiefs. Okay, so
Okay, so I'm from Iowa.
I got a video that I can show you.
Right. Those are they're rivals, aren't they?
Oh, big time.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
See, I'm born and raised in Iowa, and all of my family is Chiefs fans.
Oh, okay.
So,
And
but I've been a Raiders fan since I was 18.
Oh, okay.
wow.
So,
Did you grow up here, or
No,
you grew up in
I
Iowa?
grew up
but
in
you just
Iowa.
chose Raiders.
yeah, I grew up in Iowa, moved to Monterey for a couple of years, and then I actually landed in Vegas for 13 years.
Okay, Monterey, California.
Monterey, California.
I actually kind of grew up there.
I
High
love
school.
Monterey.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't. I
I
grew
couldn't
up
afford
there.
it.
I didn't know.
I couldn't afford it at 18. It was too
Yeah.
much. It was way too
I didn't know it was
much.
cool until now.
Yeah, I didn't realize what I had at my fingertips at that point in time. But yeah, no, I left Iowa, went to Monterey, then went to Vegas for 13 years, and
Okay.
then now I've been in Phoenix for 15. So
Nice.
yeah.
Awesome.
yeah, so once
Cool.
again,
So why don't we'll transition to I know we're kind of getting off topic. I know we could talk sports probably for quite a while, but
oh,
Yes,
we
we
could.
could.
We
Actually,
need to
we
jump into
could.
that husband and wife dynamic. I want to hear about this.
yeah, it's always interesting when we have a husband and wife team on. So kind of give us your guys' thoughts. How is that all working? How do you guys split things up?
I'll go first because it's real easy for me. I love it. I love being around her. I love just spending time with her, and that's all we really do is we're always together, and we need to balance, definitely, when we have our time versus when we're
Working.
talking shop, so to speak. And I think it's a good balance. I mean, we have our mornings together and
Absolutely.
hit the gym as often as we,
Yeah.
can.
I try. I do it for. I'm
We
like,
have
I gotta,
the vision
Yeah.
and we want to do it, but we need that time. And sometimes the gym isn't part of that, or, there's other things that we got going on. But then again, when it's time to strap the boots on and get to work, we get to work. And I love it. I love being around her. I love conducting business with her. And we're always same page. We're thinking the same things. We have the same vision for whichever client we're trying to help. And it's good. It works together, especially when we're speaking that same language to our clients.
I'm just curious. How long have you two been married? Oh, they look at each other.
We got married in 2019. Been married 3
Okay,
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming up on 4.
I
There we
met
go.
Scott online.
Really?
Yeah,
Awesome.
I totally. Will I hear my pickup line?
Sure.
Okay, it was so online dating. First off, we could have an entire podcast just on that, by the way. But it is a bona fide. Can I say that? Can I say bad words?
Yeah,
No.
I'll just speak it. Go for it.
Okay, bona fide shit show. There's no other way of putting it. And I went off and I said, "That's it. I'm not dating anymore. I'm just going to be by myself with my children, and that's it. That's how I'm going to live the rest of my life." And then I thought, all right, one time I'll just go back on one time. And this
So
time
you didn't swipe right on him then.
well, that's funny. But I was like, if anybody reaches out to me, I'm going to delete them. I'm over it. I'm just going to delete them. I don't even want to talk to the people who want to talk to me first. And that sounds so silly. And I get that, but, and no disrespect to anybody who is out there listening right now on that. But, so I saw this guy and he's standing there and he has a picture of the beach. He has a picture of Raiders barbecue. And then he's standing there in his Raiders jersey with his arm around a buddy. And I was like, so my pickup line was beach, barbecue, Raiders, I'm in.
I had been on this app for about 3.5 weeks, so
Yeah,
I was
whatever.
new to the game, and I see this, and I was like, "Well, okay, great, yeah, let's
Nice.
go." Met Jaylene, and I deleted the app.
I know.
Didn't need anything else.
He looked at me one day and he goes, "Do you want me to go back on?" Because I was so frustrated. I was like, "Do you understand what I went through to meet you?" I said, "Do you want me to go back on?" No. So yeah, so we've been together for 5 years now.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been
How do you
awesome.
think our dynamic works?
Yeah. How'd
So-
that work?
I will tell you that from somebody who's been in the business a little bit longer, the one thing I learned right off the bat is I absolutely did not want to be his coach. I didn't want to be the person who told him what to do, how to do it. And ironically, where I was prior, I had a coach, and that person left the group that we were with. And I saw him post something on Instagram. Could I give him a shout out?
You can.
Okay. It's Justin Baker with Empowerment Training.
Okay.
Is that what it is? Empowerment Training.
Close enough.
Yes. I don't know. It's just Baker to me. And I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And next thing I know, Scott and I are signing up with him, and we're getting coached. And it was honestly one of the best things, because he helped explain everything that was in my brain. And I was trying to explain to my husband, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's getting frustrated with me. I don't want him to get frustrated about what I'm trying to." You got to get on the phones. You got to have that follow up. You've got to, it's got to be consistent. You've got to, as Justin always says, do the boring stuff. And it's true. You got to do the boring stuff every single day. And I will tell you, I have seen a light flip with Scott this past year. And I literally just saw it probably about, I'd say maybe 4 weeks ago. And I was like, all right, we're good.
It's working.
It's working. I'm like, it's working. It's absolutely working. And anyone who gets into real estate knows that it honestly takes a solid 6 months. If not, if you're sitting there grinding at it every single day, it takes 6 months to really make that turn. I remember when I first started, and I would just sit on the phones, make calls. And this started in January. By July, I had 10 closings in July.
Wow.
So you look at what that looks like and how that, and no one ever sees the work that you're putting in prior to it, and the phone calls you're making, and you're driving all over the city. Cause I know you asked, like, is there a specific area that we oversee? And no, there's not. There really isn't. We
We'll
go.
where clients take us.
I mean,
So,
I'm used to traveling. Why wouldn't I? I'm all like, the benefit of what I do every single night is, guess what? I'm home cooking dinner. Well, or ordering it out.
I cooked it.
Yes. Scott's a really good barbecue. So, but I would say that hiring a coach for us was probably, and I saw it just not as in hiring a coach for real estate. I saw it as something that's going to save our marriage in the process too. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's husband and wives out there that have been doing this for years. And if they look back at that very beginning moment, like which one had the most experience and then was, the other one was reliant upon that person through that process. So I am grateful every single day for, the choice that we did make on having a coach, because I'll tell you what, it is working. We're busy little.
That's great.
Yes. Getting a coach is important.
Yeah.
First
We
part.
think so.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of also about the accountability too. I mean, I wasn't going to hold Jaylene accountable, nor did she want to hold me accountable, because then maybe it would get a little snarky or whatever. But when that real estate coach is holding you accountable, that's different, and it's eye-opening. And when he breaks it down into, well, how many calls versus how many appointments versus how many deals, and those percentages, it really is eye-opening to how many calls you got to make to even set an appointment. How many of those appointments are going to actually turn into closed deals? So the way he spins it, it's cool. And I'm kind of structured like that on process and the plan, and it's working.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
Because if you guys know DISC, you all know DISC, right? When you're talking about personalities.
I'm a Heidi.
I don't know what I am, but I am fluffy and fun. I take that test every single time, and it depends on what kind of mood I am, what letter I land in. But I do know that I am. Scott is very much processes, procedures, like, just the simple things of, okay, when you get a lead from this source, how do you work it through and make sure that you do every single step throughout the process to make sure that you're not missing anything. And that was another light bulb that went off. And I was like, oh, that's how he functions. Yeah. That's how he operates. Me, it's all in my brain. And that's probably one of the downfalls.
Yeah, it could.
Oh, that's great info. Now, before we started, I know, Scott, you were saying that one thing you bring to the team too is kind of that vision of what buyers might be able to do with the property.
Right. So
you want to explain that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So, knowing construction, being around construction my entire life, my little brother is a senior superintendent for a residential home builder here in the Valley as well. So just the knowledge of how it's built from ground up, really gives people an eye-opening experience as well. Well, I was thinking about, can we take these archways out? You absolutely can take these archways out as long as it isn't tied to a certain column or a member that's holding up anything up above it. So to have that detailed knowledge and understand how a home is built and the opportunities that home can also have, not necessarily what you're buying, but what it could turn into, people just are kind of like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. I understand that. Do you have somebody that can come take a look? We absolutely do. So
awesome.
Lots of builder type contacts that I can provide for those clients is very helpful to them. And it's an overall, experience that, we're able to provide, and we're able to give valid input. And I think our clients like that.
Yeah, so you basically look at the cost versus benefit, what they're going to get for that. You say, okay, well, if you knock this wall down, it's going to cost you maybe $1,500.
Absolutely.
Then you'll probably gain $5,000 from it or something.
Or even an investor on, what's it going to take per square foot to completely gut this home and get it to something that's, definitely market ready and get those high market prices, or get the most out of, what you're going to put into the property. You spend $25-30 a square foot. That's a pretty nice build to, turn something into something grand or beautiful. So having that knowledge, I think, helps a lot of people.
So when you say investor, I mean, is someone investing into fixing the property with the buyer? I mean, with the seller? And then
not necessarily an investor will
just come in
want to come in at a low ball offer, if they see potential, or, look at the property and maybe they're only spending $10 a square foot to where they're only putting in a certain amount of money, but yet could gain $100,000 more having it market ready. So, just understanding those costs and what it would take and timelines, and it's very helpful to a lot of people.
Yep, certainly.
I think another big thing too, Scott brings to the table that I will tell you, it helps. He knows the bones of a home. That's literally it. And when you're going through an inspection process with buyers and having those types of conversations, it is, I don't know, it's just valuable. It is so valuable.
Sure.
We're not doing the inspections, but it's helping, our buyers understand even one step further. They meet the inspector one time, and we're with them the life of the transaction and always after. So do you guys split the work, or it sounds like both of you are making calls? Yeah.
And so is it
Jaylene kind of
separate,
lines them up, and she will probably get in front of them. We may split up the showing just depending on, where we're at in our schedules or what appointments that we have set.
Okay.
But Jaylene definitely gets them, starts their search and starts to build that relationship. Showings, we kind of split. If we're successful and get them under contract and it gets into that inspection period, I like to really take over and schedule those inspections and kind of take that through that Binzer period, walking them through each step, having the conversations or email communication with title and our TC, and then we come back together once it's getting closer to close, and we'll definitely meet out at the property with the clients together. once they do close. So we split the duties well, I believe, just depending on what we have going on in our schedules, where I can pick up slack or where Jaylene can pick up slack. It's working.
Sounds like it is.
It works.
You know, it's not just resale homes too. I mean, it's a lot with we
New
have
builds.
a lot of clients that are doing new builds right now.
Really?
And you know, I mean, let's be honest, builders are coming back to the realtors again. Hello.
Yes, yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
we do
didn't
hold value.
anything to do with us when they were super busy.
Yeah,
Join their
exactly.
lottery.
Yeah. Oh, Lordy. But you know, having that piece of the puzzle, like I show up and oh my gosh, we had one client, his wife couldn't show up to the design center appointment. So him and I went and has designed the entire home together. That was the most stressful thing I've been through. I was like, are you sure you need to put that cabinet down there? He's like, it's only $1,600. I'm like, all righty. Let's just add it all on. I give up. I give up. And then Scott's really there to, you know, it's not that I get it. It's just, it's a partnership. It's an extra layer of communication that, you know, clients deserve to have. And I get it. You know, builders are busy. They have how many homes that they're trying to close? And you got 2 salespeople in that office. I mean, where's the, you know, it's that communication, it's that care, it's that confidence. It literally is those 3 C's that we talk about a lot within who we are. So I think that helps, definitely does. And he sees.
So tell us about those 3 C's a little bit, because that's kind of your motto, if you will, right?
Yeah.
It is the Clausen team through communication, care, and confidence. So, you know, we were trying to brand ourselves and come up with a brand and come up with a logo. And
Oh, that was so hard.
we you know, met with some other people and we were whiteboarding a bunch of things and we were just throwing up words and, reaching out to past clients and hearing what they had to say about us. And we saw these 3 words and they came up often and we underlined them. And it was like, wow, we could really build something around that because that's what we are. We over communicate. We want them to know every step in the process. We want them to have options. Jaylene's tone is absolutely spectacular when it's a not so good conversation or it's a great conversation. She can take that tonality and make any conversation into a great conversation, which leads into the next C, and that's care. You can tell that Jaylene cares about what she does. And that's, you know, kind of, instead of being that rough, tough superintendent, scowl on your face jerk every day, I didn't want to live like that. And being around Jaylene has helped me smile more and have that caring sign. Wow. And then the confidence with Jaylene being, you know, as stellar as she is and knowing the market the way that she does, me and my background and the confidence that I have to be able to explain the home building process or the things that you can do with a home, we feel that brings value to our clients and wanted to highlight that and put it on our logo. So when you get us, you get that communication, you get that care, and we're definitely confident in what we do.
So it sounds like she knows a lot of verbal judo.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I am a believer that you get in front of we all know Tita Tambora.
Yeah, good.
And love her. We watch her literally every single week.
Yep.
Every week, and you have to, you really do. And then, you know, what's the furthering education that you know, that's always been a big thing for me, regardless of what company I was with, or where I was at within my life, is that, you know, education is critical. It is key. It is, you know, you take that knowledge and you pass it along to your clients. You know, you pass it along to your family, you pass it along to your friends. You know, it's your SOI. You know, they know that they can pick up the phone and I can rattle off within minutes of what's going on in the market and how, you know, what it looks like today. You know, so, you know, how to navigate through those processes, because these last 2 years, I mean, they've been
crazy.
That's just, oh man, it's been interesting. It's been a roller coaster, and helping navigate buyers through this process and, you know, trying to encourage them not to give up their left kidney. You know, as far as, you know, these last 2 years, I mean, it was so irritating to me when an agent would come to me, they're like, well, they're waiving the appraisal or not the appraisal. I get that happen, but they're waiving the inspection.
Yeah, the inspection.
I was like, and I just put my foot down.
It's
I was
so
like,
hard.
no,
it's hard to.
I go, my buyer deserves an inspection. And you know what? Maybe your seller's not going to do anything during this time. And you know what? Okay, that's where the market's at. But they deserve everything about that. And if that air conditioning unit is like on its last limb, guess who's going to step in? And that's this guy right over here, Scott. And we're going to get that money. He got it. He can't. The unit's not working. Give us the dang money. Just stop it. Stop it.
It's an easier conversation too. Once you do go through an inspection period and do find some things wrong, you don't really want somebody to purchase something that is going to be faulty.
Yeah.
So that's our job, is to go
protect
back
them.
to that agent and say, look, this isn't right. We need this or we're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We care. We absolutely care.
Yeah, and I guess the market just really dictated that, though, because all we can do as agents that care is tell our client, we don't recommend that you buy this without an inspection.
Right.
But of course, the frenzy is happening, and it's like, okay, well, maybe get an inspection at least to know what it is.
This is what it is, and then you're not going to end up asking.
And then you can decide what you want to do from there. But but then of course they're cutting the inspection periods in half, or So
I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Especially a roof inspection. And roof inspections are free.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen so many things that just, and it became it was just, you go out there and you're writing like 20 contracts for one family.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would say a successful story at the tail end of all of it was a family. They had 5 children, and we were able to find them a home with a pool. And they were FHA, and they were FHA under 450.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was, and it was those are the moments that you realize you're like, okay. And the reason why that worked, and I can tell it right now, is because the other agent on the other side was, they're like, listen, we enjoy the way that you're communicating. We can see that you truly, are trying to get what's best for your clients. And you know what, we're going to work with you.
That's awesome.
And when I saw that shift happen, I was like, okay, here it comes. We're going to shift again. That's awesome. That's a good thing, because buyers and sellers, it's balanced. It's a balanced market right now. There's no other way around it. So we've gone from 4,500 homes in January to over 15,000 now. Think about it.
Yeah.
In less than 6 months.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
So has there been a time? So have either of you watched Chip and Jo, Fixer Upper?
Yes.
That Fixer Upper show?
Yep.
Okay. So, and we'll be honest about this. So is there any time, because I've seen Chip say, oh my gosh, we need to call the buyers and let them know that, or the owners, and let them know they have to fix this, but it's going to be really difficult. So he quickly hands the phone to Jo and says, go ahead and call him. Come on. Is there any time that you guys have passed the phone off saying, I don't want to do this?
Oh God, yes. Oh yeah. We balance it. We decide like who has, because you can tell within who has the dynamic and the connection within that person.
It's easier for me to explain it too. So I can, explain it in a way to where they'll understand, versus Jaylene maybe not understanding fully what a water source heat pump is.
Yeah, what is that? Still to this day. Can someone just, I probably could Google it, but
Yeah.
I automatically know what it is. So
I was like,
it's easy to explain.
I was like, what's wrong with it? It's not working. Well, then let's get money for it to be a fix. I don't know. But yeah, no, I think that there's, when you have difficult conversations, and you have to have those moments, and you know what business do you operate in life that you don't have to have difficult conversations?
Yeah, it's just better just to be honest.
It is.
Just
that's it. That's the reality. Here it is. Your appraisal came in, what was that, 2 years ago? Your appraisal came in $50,000 short, and you waived the appraisal. So if, but you're already having those conversations leading up to that moment. You're already, you're preparing them through that process, because the last thing you want to do is not prepare your buyer or seller for something. I mean, sellers right now, the reality is guess what? Guess what's coming back? That's right. Seller concessions.
That's right. Seller concessions. Yes.
Yep.
Those are, yes, we are back, baby.
Repairs
And your home
fixing
better be
things.
ready to
Oh,
sell.
that's
Better be
right.
clean. It better have
Those
fresh
walls,
paint, and
carpet, you got to lipstick that
it's
baby.
gotta now stand out
Yeah.
above the other 14,000 homes that are available to them.
Yeah.
They're
But,
just-
but even if what are we at? Like just a little over 16,000, almost 17.
I looked at it this morning, and single family
Sorry,
detached,
yesterday.
Oh, it's only 14.
14,502.
Okay. Okay.
Single family
say
detached.
Single family. Okay, got it. Yeah.
I think we're up around 17,000.
Yeah, because normal was about what? Well, a few years
I
ago.
think between
Well-
20 and 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normal,
Yeah,
right?
that is.
So we're still considered a seller's market, slightly a seller's market.
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if
But it's
sellers,
still not crazy.
no.
Well, as Tina explains, though, she says you've got the demand and the supply, and the supply is coming down, I think, faster than what demand is rising at this point.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess you could say that's seller's market, but I think the numbers that she's showing now, that it's pretty much moved into a neutral.
It's
Yeah.
balanced.
And some areas are in a buyer's market at this point, it seems like.
Yes, I absolutely agree. Like if,
And that's so interesting how she breaks it down, and how you see those different areas, and it
Frenzy
the data
or
doesn't
whatever.
lie.
Mhm.
It's pretty
Yeah.
amazing, the stuff that she's cranking out.
and that's
Yeah.
what you got to do is you got to provide the data to,
Mhm.
especially to your sellers now.
To your
If you-
sellers, yes.
Yeah, your sellers absolutely deserve to have, the data, the charts, the snippets, hey, this is the reality. It's not going under contract in an
Weekend.
hour,
Yeah.
an hour or something
Yeah.
like that.
3 months now.
Oh, that was hard. Oh my gosh, it's new to market. Okay, but you had to get smarter at that. You had to start looking at the coming soons and then
Yes.
calling and trying to sweet talk that listing agent. in your
Yeah.
office. Hey,
Yes.
what's going on?
My client is just visiting.
I know.
So, with the changing market, what are you guys doing? Doing differently now? I guess going through the rest of this year to get business, or how are you getting business right now?
So we sat through a couple of seminars, and one thing that stood out was doubling down on what you're doing. Whatever you thought was working, you got to double down on that now, especially with this little bit of a change of the market. So along with the team leads that we get, Jaylene and I decided let's venture out and do a little bit more lead generation type activities. And Kinder has definitely helped us out with some branded material that we like to go out and provide to our neighbors, and put flags on their yards in Memorial Day and 4th of July.
Covered our entire neighborhood with flags. That was cool.
Wow.
Spending a
That's
little
just a
extra,
cool thing to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
spending a little extra money on some other online leads that we've had some success with, and lots of opportunities are out there, and we're finding that at least once we get them on the phone, we can have a great conversation with them. People want to work with us. We have that. We're putting off that aura. We're putting off that confidence. And we've had more. We got three listings right now, 2 other listings by next week.
It's
So
just coming. So
5-6 listings. We've never had that. She's never had
I've never
that.
had that many
And
listings
That's
before.
good.
It's
Awesome.
working. So double down on the things that you're doing,
Sure.
to not necessarily in a monetary standpoint, but if your goal is to set an appointment a day, make that goal 2, and let's work towards that, because that's just part of the shift that is happening naturally within this Phoenix market, and we think it works.
Yeah, it
It's
absolutely
working.
does. But
We're busy.
I think the biggest thing is just you gotta have a pattern every single day, and you gotta get up and you gotta grind on it every single day. And
Yeah.
it's so funny when I try. This is probably my own. It is a bad thing, and I know that. Like if I try to stop working or I try to settle down, I start to twitch a little because I'm so used to going, and then it's just a challenge. He'll look at me and he's like, it's 6:30. He goes, do you want to shut down now? And I'm like, oh, all right.
Think about
Twitch.
What do we want to eat tonight?
So DoorDash, can we please get no? But I think it's just a very interesting time in real estate. I mean, real estate's constantly changing. I knew we were coming in today, and I was thinking about, the history of what I've been through as my own homeowner. And 2007, what a shocker. I lost a house in Vegas. That's right. And I look at what was provided to me in a monetary standpoint from a lender. And, I had 2 mortgages. That was the stupidest thing.
That was normal back then.
That was so normal. It was so normal. It was crazy to me. And I'm like,
90,
oh
10.
my gosh. And you look at what we're doing now, and we're not doing that. We are, we're getting creative with 2-1 buy downs. Those seller concessions are a lot smarter to use towards buying down your interest rate than actually offering less sometimes, figuring out how to use the money differently.
Yeah.
Historically, yes, interest rates do typically come back down after a couple of years. I really don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a magic ball. Yeah. But I mean, if it helps, but those people who are still getting the 2-1 buy down, the thing is that they're still getting approved at what it would be if they didn't have a 2-1 buy down. So you at least know that their income is supporting whatever payment that would be. Yeah. And then we're just going in and making it better.
Yes.
We're just going to make it a lot better. And, ironically, now I've seen like new builds coming out with 2-1 buy downs or different ways to buy down the interest rates. It took the builders a little bit longer, honestly, to catch up to traditional resale lenders. So, I would say that is definitely something that we're looking at and doing differently in our approach, because it's time. You know what? You owned that home for 2 years. Congratulations. When you bought it, you gained $150,000 to $200,000 in equity. I'm sorry, maybe you don't get the full $200,000. Maybe you got to come down a little bit to help out somebody who can actually afford your home. And you know what? That's where the creativity and the conversations have to have with your sellers and making sure they understand what's that look like, but setting that conversation up.
Don't necessarily just drop the price to try and hurry up and sell it. What if you offered an incentive to buy down their interest rate? You're going to save them tens of thousands over the course of 2 years versus
absolutely
hundreds.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're just dropping the price from what their payments are going to be.
$50 is a typical $10,000.
Yep.
That's literally it. So that's not, we'd rather
versus $700-800
exactly
when you're buying down an interest rate.
Yeah, which is so true.
No, that's great. Yeah, that's definitely a hot topic right now. The 2-1 buy downs.
Yeah,
for sure. A lot of people talking about it. But you mentioned Kinder Ashford over at Security Title. Big shout out to her, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. She's
awesome.
She's a spitfire, man.
She's been amazing.
Great.
That's another thing about, making a connection or being the way Jaylene is. And I think really Jaylene and Kinder hit it off great. I think we all did when we first met her, but we were new. We really didn't know, what a title company could do or couldn't do. And oh my goodness, we will use Kinder forever.
Well, she doesn't bring anyone on the show unless you guys are kicking butt. So you guys must be kicking some butt.
She's a sweetheart. We get ideas like for Memorial Day. We're like, okay, we gotta, you're thinking about doubling down, right? You gotta go market your neighborhood. All right. So, you send the idea off and next thing I know, there's some guy showing up with a package in front of our house that's handing us like flyers to, little postcards. And I'm like, that's it. That's it.
I did an open house last weekend and Kinder's like, because she's who I use too. And she said, do you want an open house pack? So I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
She's like,
the box.
Dude, yeah, the box. So I took it. I was like, oh, wow, this is nice. And then there was popcorn. There was Rice Krispies for me.
Rice Krispie treats. That box showed up and I opened it and I went, I'm having a Rice Krispie treat.
Me too. I had one or two.
She's amazing and does amazing things for our business. And we owe her a lot.
It's simple things like, what was it? Was it 2 weekends ago? we went around shooting and we're like, okay, in this 115-degree heat, I don't know, what we were thinking, but it's what you do, right? So we had she created like little door hangers for us as well too. And Scott goes out. And so I'm sitting in the open house and he goes out and he puts all the door hangers on all the doors, like around it and enough to, cover what we needed to cover. He comes back in and I look at him and I'm like, you need to go stand in front of a fan.
I wanted to go jump in the pool.
Like you are going to pass out on me. It is so
things.
hot, but it's those little things. And I will tell you, guess what? Of course, what else is new? We gained, there's 2 more connections. I mean, we had 9
6
people,
leads out of one open
6 leads
house.
out of one open house 2 weekends ago.
And just got one under contract.
And we just got
3
one
days
under
ago.
contract 2 days ago. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's the ticket, right? You get out there and because I get it. This is our income. This is how we make our money.
Yep.
But we do it with the thought process that we're here to help you through it.
We don't see you as a number. We
No.
want to help.
My friend is like, she's like, I don't want to buy right now. And she goes, I just really want to rent for a while. I'm like, all right, send me what you want to rent. It's being there for those people. It's your SOI. It's your friends, your family, the people that you have for past clients that constantly refer you.
Mhm.
And it just starts to just bulldoze before you're actually realizing it's happening and it's just humming. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like we had a Navy buddy reach out this morning.
Yeah.
You did. Well, you had a Navy buddy. I'm not military, but yes, you had and I was like, okay, here we go.
His brother wants to buy a place in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Giddy up. Let's go. We can do that.
For the new age, it's SOI is sphere of influence. Just so they know.
Yes.
So is the Navy guy named Maverick?
Maverick.
It isn't. He isn't. Great movie, by the way. I thought they did
It
a
is an awesome
great
movie.
job with that second.
Man,
movie.
I want to watch it a second time.
I did in
yeah.
Did you?
theaters,
Well,
and I can't wait till it comes out on streaming. I'm going to watch it again.
yeah, that's a great.
Yeah, we were hesitant because I'm not a huge Tom Cruise fan, but we went to it, and when it was over, we were like, wow, that was, there was no political agenda. It was entertainment, and it was good. We liked it a lot.
Even the credits when Val Kilmer came up, and I looked at
Yeah.
him and I went, wait a minute, because we just watched a documentary on Val Kilmer, and he's not in good shape. I was like, man, how are they going to do this? And they did it.
They nailed
perfectly.
it. They
Yeah.
really did it. They did a great
it
job.
perfectly.
I mean,
They
that
absolutely
connection
did.
from Top Gun, the first one,
Right.
to this one. I mean, it just worked.
Oh,
Yeah.
so cool.
I wanted my kids to watch the first Top Gun, and no one wanted to join me.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh
Mine did.
man, they don't.
Yeah,
understand.
yours did. Yeah, your girls did. But we are such a blended family. We have, there's 5 kids and a granddaughter and a son-in-law. And I mean, we're busy. We are a busy family. They are fun. They are good
Awesome.
kids. Good kids.
A little bit of loud, a little bit of crazy, whole lot of love.
Yes.
Awesome. Anything else you want to share with the agents before we move to the next segment? I know we covered quite a bit.
Yeah.
We're good.
All
Yeah.
right, let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's
Yeah.
jump
All
in.
right. Well, big shout out first to Security Title Agency and Fidelity National Home Warranty for sponsoring the show. If you haven't tried them, make sure to give them a shot. Kinder probably likes some business, right?
Yes. Kinder would appreciate
There
it.
you go. I don't know if you want to share her though, right? She probably does so much. And
You know what? I've actually started to share her. I got to be honest with you. I think, yeah, she is. She's so good. And she's just so Johnny on the spot, man. That's like her communication for us and how she filled a void that we were looking for so long. And I didn't understand. I mean, you come from a large team. I don't, this is the title company you use. This is the lender that you use. And that's okay. It's completely okay. That's how the structure is set. And I respect the structure, but I'm like, I don't know how to use Canva. I don't know how to create a flyer.
Mhm.
Like if somebody asked me to do anything remotely creative, I'd be like, so those little tidbits of it's helped. It's
Yeah.
helped. I love her for it.
all right. Okay, let's get in the ring. You ready?
Okay,
Let's
here
go.
we
Here we
go.
And you can both answer, or you can, however you want to divide it up. All right. So what do you think the reason is that many agents are not successful?
Oh, the daily grind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Understanding the daily grind that you have to put into it. They don't see the
Things
don't-
don't just happen. People don't just call you.
yeah.
You got to put in the grind.
You got to put in the work.
Yeah.
And and it's not something that you necessarily maybe they weren't honestly told the truth at the very beginning. That it's going to take you a good solid 6 months to really get things moving, and sometimes even to close your first deal. That's the reality of it. I mean, you get on large teams, and sometimes you can nail it out within a month and a half, 2 months, because the lead flow is so big, which is great too. I think that there's something to value of that. Absolutely.
All right. How about Apple or Android?
Apple.
I say Android.
Nice.
But I have an
But
Apple.
look at what he has. He has an Apple.
Android's operating system is by far way better.
Way
than Apple's.
better, more advanced.
My Mac communicates with my laptop, which communicates with my phone.
Blah blah.
And that's how I function. Is everyone's together.
Android did that like 20 years ago.
Oh, whatever.
You see this phone? I know that people.
Nice.
See,
Oh.
this is an Android, and Apple. This has been out.
I
This is the
know.
2.
Is that-
They're already going on 4,
Yeah.
and Apple is barely touching the surface on that. They're
Yeah.
probably going to release it next year. Their portion. So anyway,
Yeah, I know.
that's
Apple.
He gets excited about his phone. It's so big, it could be a self-defense thing too.
well, it definitely is.
Throw it at somebody.
It's always the person that you're in the group text with, and I'm like, who's causing the green?
Yeah.
Who's causing the green?
Yeah. How about, would you rather listen to a podcast or watch YouTube videos?
I'd rather watch YouTube videos.
Yeah, I probably
There's
listen
lots
more
of funny things out there.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. How about during all this pandemic time, did you have a favorite Netflix or Amazon Prime series?
Oh,
God,
yeah.
we
We watched
so
Tiger
many.
King. We watched, rattle
Gosh,
them
I can't
off.
remember the names of them now.
I don't know why Breaking Bad is sticking in my head right now, because that's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
And then Yellowstone.
Yeah.
We finally
that was
watched
so good.
Yellowstone. Like,
You watched 18. What is it? 18 something.
1883.
1883.
Yeah.
I've started it. I kind of like it. It's a little bit slower pace for
Oh,
her. So she
it'll
doesn't
speed
like it.
Yeah.
up. It's kind of like Yellowstone at the very beginning. It was kind of slow, but yeah, you just gotta
Yeah.
stick with it. It's really
yeah.
good.
So
Really
some
good.
of those shows, but definitely I like reality TV
What's
shows.
the newscast one?
Oh yeah, the one with Jennifer Aniston and
Oh, yeah.
Reese
That's
Witherspoon.
on Apple. That's on Apple.
That was on that was on the newscast. I can't even think of it
I
right
can't
now.
remember that
Morning
one.
show.
Morning
Morning
show.
Show.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
good,
a good
one. That was a good one too. Yeah. Anything.
All right.
Yeah, we sucked into that or TV for a while too.
Yeah. Yeah. How about one more? If you could pack your bags and go on a trip anywhere in the world tomorrow, where would you go and why?
Beach.
Beach.
Any beach
Any beach.
with a grill and
Any
some
beach.
Any
Don't matter.
beach.
Just
I mean,
the Raiders
that
jersey.
sound of waves crashing, I will never get tired of.
I love the
listening to.
beach. That is, I mean, if you look at our logo too, which is actually kind of cool, it has like a palm tree, it has a surfboard on it.
Our logo has a surfboard in it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
It has nothing, but it's a,
Nothing Phoenix on it.
not, but it's us. That's who we are. That's our goal, is that there's going to be a day, one day, I don't know when, but we are going to own a taco shack and rent boogie boards,
Beach
sell sex,
cruisers,
sell
sell
sex
sex
wax. There it is. That's the goal.
For those in Arizona that don't know what sex wax is, it is wax that you rub.
Yeah,
on,
we were getting a little R-rated there for a second.
you rub it on your surfboard so that you can stay on.
yes. Good. You know what? Thank you. That's a good point.
That was a good save, Joey, because I'm in the Ozarks right now, so who knows?
Maybe
Yeah,
you can use it on your paddleboard.
Yeah, you could.
You-
Oh yeah, there you go, paddleboard.
Could use it on your
I
paddle.
used to use that a lot in Santa Cruz.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Santa Cruz. Oh, that
The
is one of my
boardwalk.
favorite. Yes, Santa Cruz.
That's where they filmed the
Lost Boys.
Yes, Vampire.
Yep,
movie.
I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan of Santa Cruz. The mystery shop or whatever it is there that you go, and it's really weird. Like you stand one way.
Mystery
and
House.
The
Oh yeah,
mystery
the
house.
Mystery House. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's
cool.
good. At the beach.
Well, you guys are on the same idea as my wife and I. We've always said, okay, when we get to a point we're ready to, let's start like a little hut, like you're saying, right? On the beach,
Cocktail.
but it's like coffee in the morning and margaritas in the evening.
Yeah.
See, we could have 2 huts. We could supply breakfast, tacos in the morning, and
cocktails at night.
Margarita.
Yeah.
and carne asada.
That's
Carne
right.
Tacos at
asada.
night. Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's
Awesome.
You'll see Jeff flipping all the bottles, like
Yeah.
Tom Cruise did in Cocktail.
Yeah.
That's a good stuff.
That's another thing about Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise always made you want to be what he was doing in the movie.
That's true.
Football player, bartender,
Yeah.
pilot, secret
Vampire.
agent,
Vampire.
vampire.
I want to be a vampire today. Just kidding.
Where was he a football player again? I know.
It was
wasn't risky
not the longest
business.
yard. It was
Now we forget.
Tom Cruise was in a football movie.
Yep.
He was, but it's not risky business. He was.
No,
No.
That's a good movie, though.
can't remember it.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Anyways,
Anyway.
sorry. But anyway,
No.
yes. So own a hut.
Yes.
Go
There you
make
go.
coffee and margaritas. Think
On the
about
beach.
it. Like, it's a goal, and we know that we're not there yet, but it's not unrealistic.
It's good to have a vision board.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, are you saying
Absolutely.
like, bring magazines home and we can cut out pictures and put them on a board now?
Sure.
He has been denying me. I like that though. He said it. You guys heard it.
Yep.
Yeah, we
We're
have it
doing
recorded.
vision boards next.
Nice.
Scott, just let me know if you want to delete that part.
It'll cost you.
I'm okay with it.
Well, thank you guys for being in here, Scott and Jaylene. This has been great. A lot of
Thank
fun.
you.
Guys.
Really appreciate the opportunity to
Yeah.
get out here and speak about what we love doing together.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we appreciate it. And we'll have to thank Kinder also for getting you on here. So you guys keep kicking butt and work towards that hut on the beach.
We will.
Absolutely.
We absolutely will. Thank you so much.
All right.
Joey, you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Hey, agents, until next time, we will see you later. Take care. Adios.
Good job. Awesome.